Hello, my stamping friends. My name is Holly Peterson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And today I'm going to show you how to make this cute fall card with the turned down corner. And actually no stamping on this card, just some die cuts and beautiful paper. I have the measurements for you. So the card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 like a normal card. And then you're going to measure on the right edge of the front down 2 inches, and then you're going to score from this point here to that 2-inch mark. We have Old Olive that measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And this one you're going to measure down 1 3/4, make a mark, and then cut from that point to your mark. I don't think I did that yet, so I'll do that. And then we have the Gathering Together designer paper, 3.5 by 5. This one you're going to measure down 1 5/8, and we're going to cut from the top left corner to the mark. And then I have Early Espresso and Crushed Curry that is cut with the Words for the Season. And then I have Early Espresso and Old Olive twine, about 8 inches of each. And then I have a leaf and a little, I'm not sure what those are, cut from, this is the Autumn Wishes. And then this is Label Me Grateful, and that's where I got the little sprig here and the leaves. And then 2 1/4 by 6-inch piece of designer paper for the envelope flap. Since I already have that glued on, we'll just go ahead and trim this off. And then that decorates our envelope for us. Okay. So this one, we're not going to cut. We're going to just fold that down. So I'm going to reinforce the main score line, and then we're going to just fold this back. Looks like I have need to change my blade here. And then we'll reinforce that. I personally liked to adhere that down, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, let me grab my paper trimmer. Okay, so on the Old Olive, we're going to measure down 1 3/4. I'm going to use a ruler for that. I had a pencil. I don't see a pencil. Here's a pencil. So I'm going to measure down 1 3/4. Make a mark. On this one, we're going to measure down 1 5/8. and make a mark. Then I'm going to put the point in the cutting track along with my mark here. And I'm going to cut, save both pieces. On the old olive, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to line up the corner and my mark and cut. So then both of these are going to flip over to the reverse side. I'm just going to run my bone folder. Sometimes when you cut, you can definitely tell what side was up when you cut. So then these are just going to layer together here and then onto this section here. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to use liquid glue so that I can get it right up in that corner. And then we're going to just layer that there. And then this piece here. Then this piece is going to layer on here, and I found my measurements weren't quite perfect. So I'm just going to adhere this to the old olive and making sure the right and the left and the bottom have the same border. This isn't going to show up here, so I will go ahead and put some adhesive here. Oh, bummer. I wasn't supposed to glue that down yet. Silly me. Hold on just one sec. Let me see if I can pry that up. Okay. Well, okay, that looks ugly. It's a little bit marred on the inside, but we will make it work. Okay, this piece is going to layer in here, and I'm going to put it all the way up on the fold there. My right and my left are a little bit bigger than my bottom. If you wanted to make that a little bit more even, you can trim a little bit of this off. And then it makes the bottom edge a little bit better. Okay, let's glue this piece down. Now we can glue this flap down. Bring this card back in to show you what we're working on here. Okay. We're going to just take all of these little die cut things out of here. And then let's go ahead and work on the inside. So I have the Early Espresso behind. And I have adhesive sheet on the back of both of these. I am going to bring in a silicone mat. Get that little guy out of there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put the Early Espresso down in the card. And I'm going to bring it down a little bit because I don't want it to show when the card is closed. And then we're going to put the crushed curry over the top of that. We're just gonna offset it a little bit so it gives it a little bit of a shadow. And I have both of the dots here. They do have adhesive sheet on the back, but I'm just going to put a little dot of liquid glue. And I have a precision little glue dispenser with a finer point on it here. Maybe. There it comes. And then I'm going to put the crushed curry on top of the brown. I'm going to call that good. And then we have the W. The adhesive sheets are nice, but sometimes I have a problem getting the backing off. Am I even in the camera? So sorry. So we'll do that. And then okay, then we'll do the same thing with autumn. I'm gonna stick this back in here. I like it better long. It should still be okay. Okay, almost done with this tedious part here. And then we'll just add our focal point, our focal cluster on the front. And we will have a relatively simple, pretty autumn card. Okay. So then for the front, I'm going to take both layers of the Early Espresso and Old Olive linen thread. Uh-oh, I got a knot in here. Ever have those days where nothing goes right, especially on a video? It's really not this hard. Well, that'll be okay. We'll just put that little knot down there. And so I've got these about even, and I'm just going to tie a bow. Then I just keep fussing with my loops until they're about the size that I want them. And then I tug it tight to make that knot tight. Okay, that's good for that. And I added this on with dimensionals. I don't want to get the dimensionals too high because then we would close the card. I'm going to put one more right next to that one. And I put the little gold sprig behind it. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive. On that. Then we'll add the leaves. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive behind this guy here. And then we will take a glue dot. And I like to use my take your pick tool. I fold it in half and then in half to make a little ball. And I'm just going to put it on the card front where I want the bow to be. And then press that knot into it. And then we will trim that a little bit. And if your twine isn't doing what you want it to do, you can take your bone folder and kind of straighten it out a little bit. All right. There we have two different papers, same card design. I also did one with the, I don't remember what this paper is called, greenery, something greenery. But I did the same fold on this card as well. It's a little bit tedious, but I really like it. Thank you for stopping by. If you've liked my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.